Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. Welcome for another important training, Firewatch. And let me just clearly mention, why we need Firewatcher. Whenever there is a hot word, we need a Firewatcher. And that is why, especially in Saudi Arabia, at the Saudi Aramco projects or Sadara or Sabiq, Royal Commission, even Saudi Electricity. So for every hot work, they always try to keep one Firewatcher. Now, I'm just asking one question to all of you, so you can reply in the comment box. Do you think this Firewatcher, firefighter, and fire warden all are similar, or they have a different role? Can we say it's a 3-1, 3-in-1 role actually at any project? What I mean is the same person can be a fire watcher, the same person can be the firefighter, as well as the fire warden as well. So fire watcher, fire warden, and firefighter. What is the difference in all three? Or you believe they all are similar? So please, your comments I'll be waiting for, and let's see what is your understanding. And of course, today our topic is fire watchers. We will be discussing what are the key responsibilities of a fire watcher, what competence he must have, and how he gonna make sure that there is no chance of fire while the hot work is going on, and if there is a small fire, how he gonna react on it. So let's discuss, but as usual, before we go into detail, we truly have to discuss what are the real root causes of fire accidents, incidents, injuries, near misses. So might be this picture would be more clear to all of you. If such kind of mindset is there, like, you simply damn care about fire safety, or you don't want to follow any sort of fire safety rules or fire protection or fire prevention rules. So definitely be ready for a fire incident, God forbid. And one fire incident can destroy everything. Look at another picture, or might be it will give you an understanding how things can go out of control if you don't ensure better housekeeping, or better show flow management of your areas. Look at another picture. I hope you can easily understand. Like, you have fire exit where it's blocked, no smoking, but still smoking is going on, and same. So this kind of mindset at any project would be so dangerous, right? Now this is another example. Like, you're using compressed gas, and this can be oxygen, can be acetylene, can be some other toxic gases as well. But on the other side, if you're not managing the wires and the way it should be like, so then be ready for an accident. So what is fire? Please, you can also comment in the, you can also comment on it. The reason is, to be very honest, instead of being a bookish learner, I want you guys to sometime have a brainstorming and let the things come out of your mind. What exactly you think? What is fire? Do you think fire is a combination of different elements, and then it creates fire? And what are these elements? Or you believe fire is kind of a flame which destroy and burn everything, in front? Or let's go with a triangle, which we normally understand. Like, fire is a combination of three elements, like oxygen, heat, and fuel. So if all three elements meeting together, and then there is a chemical reaction, so of course fire would be broke out. So in such a scenario, if you want to remove fire, remove one element. If you want to fight with fire, remove any one element, and just break this triangle, either oxygen or heat or fuel, and whatever is as per the situation, is more easy to eliminate. What I mean is, you truly need to break this triangle, then fire wouldn't be there. And in my previous videos, I gave you one example of lighter. Like if you just put your hand on the lighter, and that means you block the oxygen, and you are just pushing. Even the petrol is inside, but still you will not get fire at all, because the oxygen is not there. Now, another point is we all have to remember the race, the fire emergency response. Either the fire watcher is there, or we have plenty of workers working there. But remember, all they have to be familiar with the race. That means your safety, your rescue, first of all, is your responsibility. Then, of course, you can go for alarm and contain and extinguish. Now, how to use fire extinguisher? If you are a fire watcher, that is your key important responsibility, and you must be competent in using this fire extinguisher. So these are the 4 steps, like, and you can remember the word pass. You just need to pull the pin. That diagram is there, and aim the extinguisher hose or nozzle at the bottom of the fire. Squeeze the handle, and of course you can sweep. So this password will never be so much beneficial until you do practice, because practice will give you some confidence, and practice will make you more perfect. So sometimes I suggest to the companies, from janitor to general manager, no harm that everybody should be fully familiar how to use fire extinguisher. Maybe you can arrange a training only for fire extinguisher, how to use fire extinguisher or fire hoses, or how to turn on this what is the role of this fire equipments available here and there. So it will be very much beneficial for the company, because in case of emergency, fire emergency, you never know who would be available at that spot or at that location. So if he is familiar and he knows how to use fire extinguisher and he acts smartly on time, whole industry and the asset would be saved. So it's all it depends on top management commitment, how they are going to train their employees. But remember, one terrible fire incident can destroy everything. Now, we can't fight with fire, and even the fire watcher will be unable to fight properly if he doesn't understand the classes of fire. Like, and let's just discuss. There are 5 classes, but let's discuss 4 minimum, like the wood, paper, cloth, rubber, some plastic. That's all comes under class A, and for class B, gasoline, paint, propane, or just electrical equipment comes under C, or metal like magnesium, titanium, and sodium. They all falls under class D. So once we understand the classes, accordingly, we have to understand which type of fire extinguisher would be beneficial for us. So this table will be giving some better understanding. Okay. Like for class A fire, we can use water. For class B and C, we can use carbon dioxide. And for class A, B, C, or even electrical fire, we can use ABC powder. Now, on the other side, we truly have to remember this ABC powder, if you are using in a confined space, this will, of course, reduce the level of oxygen. So that's something you really need to bear in mind, while you're working in a confined space. Now, specialist powder can also be used for metal teeth, and wet chemical can be used for class F or class K, in other words. So this slide will be giving more clarity, like class A. It's all relevant to paper, wood, and cloth fire. So we can use extinguisher type like A, and then fire involving flammable like combustible liquids is all about B. Fire involving energized electrical equipment or computer or electrical oven fire is all about class C. fire involving combustible matters such as lithium, magnesium, which already we studied, and fire involved this cooking media and all that comes under class K. So this slide again giving more clarity, like water can be used for class A, dry chemical can be used for C, carbon dioxide we can use for B and C, and foam usable for class B like oil fires or class A, and then dry powder we can use for class D, wet chemical we can use for class K. Now, what are the major responsibilities of a fire watcher? This is one of the important slide, I would say, where you truly need to understand as a fire watcher, what are your major responsibilities. Now, one of the effective ways to eliminate and control fire hazards is to have a fire warden. This is a requirement whenever welding and other operations posing fire hazards are done in the workplace. Here are the basic responsibilities of fire watch. Watch out, he is responsible to watch out for fire hazards in the workplace while work is performed by other employees, and he is responsible also to maintain the conditions and the requirements stated in the safety permit or hot work permit. Keep flammable materials away from ignition sources and minimum 35 feet. Or if electrical, if the project is in confined space, then maybe about more than 15. Now call 911 or emergency alarm number. You must be capable how to call 911 and what information you need to share, where you are exactly, what happened, and the current scenario and how many employees are there. So maximum information you need to provide at 911, and then of course they'll be there as early as possible. Now, stop operations if you find any hazardous condition. That's another authority of a fire watcher. And remember, I always mention, you have plenty of responsibilities, but if no authorities, then the results wouldn't be better in shape of expectations the top management have or your clients have. And on the other side, if you have responsibilities and the company also gave you some relevant authorities, and plus you have required resources, then of course you become accountable. So you can't give excuses, and remember, excuses don't produce results. So these are the major responsibilities, and now you need to see either you have capability as to understand fire hazards. So how you gonna identify fire hazards, because that is your major responsibility. Like nearby hot work area, do you think the barricade must be there? No unnecessary items, better housekeeping, keep combustible materials away from that area, making sure the tools and equipment are in good condition. So even the person who is going to do this hot work, no harm to verify either they are competent enough or not. Even though during while issuing this hot work permit, all these things are already verified, but still as a fire watcher, you are empowered. You are empowered to secure the place from fire incidents. So of course you have authority to ask, who is going to work and what is the competence level. Like if welder is there, or the grinder or the cutter, whoever is there, or abrasive blaster in other words. So make sure they are approved, competent, and having some third party certificate. In the same way, if you have fire watcher, if you are the fire watcher, make sure your third party training, you have a certificate and a valid ID, because anyone can ask, especially from a client side, and they can say, oh, you are the fire watcher, show us your training ID or your pocket ID and your kind of training certificate. So make sure you also have your valid ID and certificate. Otherwise, things will go against you. So, and that is also the major responsibility of your company management to make sure you are fully trained and you have third party training and certification. No, fire warden's duties, I'm not going to discuss this one, but only the word is they are more responsible for evacuation, because I asked one question at the start, what do you think, what is the difference between fire watcher, fire warden, and firefighter, or you believe all are similar? And do you think at one project we can use one person, the same person as a fire warden, the same person as a fire watcher, and even as a firefighter? So I'll be waiting for your comments. Okay. Now, on the other side, to support fire wardens or fire watchers, there must be some fire safety committee as well. So make sure you get involved security, and you have telephone operator, and there must be a firefighting team in collaboration. And under fire team leaders, make sure you have fire wardens and fire watchers as well. And on the other side, the employees, contractors, and visitors must also be supporting and responding to this fire safety committee. Now, fire prevention. Prevention is better than cure. So instead of waiting for fire and having firefighting teams and welcoming fire incidents, the much better is, first of all, work on fire prevention system. Like, some of the major causes of industrial fires, we truly need to understand, like combustible materials are there, like paper, cardboard, cloth, wood, and oils. Electrical problems like overloaded circuits and outlets, damage, wiring defective switches, heat and ignition sources. Maybe you're doing some hot work, grinding, cutting, brazing, or abrasive blasting, or plenty of other combustible, or activities are going on which have chances of ignition source. So oxygen is already there, fuel is available, and now only one element was missing, that was ignition source or the heat, right? So once this triangle is completed and chemical reaction is going to be there, of course, fire will be broke out. And if you are working in a confined space, then might be hard to get second chance of escaping. So yes, machinery inadequately lubricated or dirty machinery can also cause fire, as can mechanical effect. Smoking in non-designated area, especially nearby hot work, is not allowed. So remember this fire triangle again. Okay, so heat, oxygen, and fuel. So how are we going to do fire risk assessment? Because we have to be proactive rather than reactive. So much better to learn how we're going to conduct the fire risk assessment. Even though as a fire watcher, this is not your responsibility, but still you must have some clear understanding why this fire risk assessment is important. And if that fire risk assessment is available for that particular area, even for the activity, the hard work is going on, make sure you study this fire risk assessment, and accordingly, the suggested controls, or if you believe the additional or the current controls are not good enough, might be you can add some more better controls, because at the end, the results are everything. So make sure there is no chance of fire. So how are we going to do this risk assessment? It's a game of information gathering, and then fire hazard identification, fire risk evaluation, and fire risk control, and we also implement periodic policy and periodic review as well. So what you truly need to find out, same like the risk assessment, the severity and the likelihood, and it can be major, moderate, or minor, remote, again, or frequent. So you need to find out the high, medium, and low areas. Accordingly, your action will be comprehensive to take in. And even the likelihood can also be divided into 4 other portions, like the likelihood, can be very likely, can be unlikely, can be highly unlikely. So consequences could be fatality, major injuries, minor injuries, negligible injuries. So accordingly, you need to find out your red zone areas. And remember the formula R is equal to L multiply consequences, like L multiply C. So you will find, and the numbers, of course, you can use, 1 to 5 or 0 to 5. So accordingly, you just need to learn how to multiply. But selecting your number, of course, there must be some sound technical logical reasons. So how once we have our risk assessment and we know what can go wrong in terms of fire incidents, so make sure you understand how to take some control measures like elimination, substitution, and using control, administrative control on people. So these 5 steps you can implement and try to reduce or eliminate the fire risk. These are some of the items you'll be looking at within your building or at the project site, like smoke heat detectors, the glass are there, alarm panel, exit staircase, fire door, sprinkler, corridor. So, these are the regular items you're going to be looking at your project site or even within the building. Just make sure they are in good condition and you have solid regular inspections. Now, there must be a fire emergency plan because in case of emergency, how are you going to react? So evacuation map is critical. So make sure you have fire safety escape plan and people are fully familiar how to, from which side or how to reach to the muster point or assembly point. And they must be familiar where are the exit doors and how they're going to react. And but remember an average 2.5 minutes to escape our fire after the smoke alarm sounds. Maximum return by planning 3 steps. You sound the alarm, light the path, and know your way out. Fire evacuation procedure. Again, I told you the fire evacuation drills must be there because practice makes them perfect. So make sure you have not frequent, but at least twice in a year or at least once in a year. Or if you believe the project site is very much sensitive and belong to oil and gas industry, then you can do it even monthly or quarterly. Or on the other side, maybe sometime unannounced. I always encourage the companies go for unannounced fire evacuation drills or emergency evacuation drills, because then you can evaluate correctly either your employees are behaving responsibly or still you need to encourage them or train them properly. And your all employees must be familiar about the building, especially the exit signs and will the first aid gate and assembly areas and fire location of fire extinguisher. Now, fire safety system and firefighting equipment like fire detector, fire alarm system, these are also part of fire protection system. So, what kind of firefighting equipment? So make sure you design it as per NFPA or as per some of the things related to OSHA in USA or as per Saudi Aramco, some of the technical guidelines. This all depends how you're gonna, I always say safety starts from design phase. So while you were designing your firefighting system, within the, or you were inbuilt, you try your level best to inbuild all the firefighting equipment within your building at your site. So how are you gonna make sure they are not going to be failed actually? So make sure during design phase you ensure much better fire safety system and firefighting equipment to be installed. Like make sure you have good quality of fire extinguishers, fire hydrant system, sprinkler system, water spray system, water monitor, sand bucket, hose reel and pipeline. But as a fire watcher, at least you must be capable how to use fire extinguisher, how to use fire blanket, or sand buckets, or fire, even the certain equipment. If like all equipments are mentioned here, these are some of the types of fire extinguishers. Maybe it will also help. Like ABC powder is multi-purpose, can be used for. Already we discussed all these things, but still, no harm to display such stickers on notice boards or, for general employee awareness, so they can act accordingly in case of fire emergency. So these are some of the part names. I always encourage, especially to the firefighters, fire watches and fire wardens to make sure you understand, where is the discharge lever, what is the benefit of pressure gauge and discharge locking pin and seal and carrying handle even, and discharge hose, data plate, body and discharge nozzle and discharge orifice as well. And again, I would encourage you, please remember past. Remember this also. That means which fire extinguisher are you going to use for what type of fire. It will give you a better understanding. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Please, we are going to improve day by day because I just started this journey a few days back. I thought there must be a training zone for everyone because sometime once we have experience, we think we don't need to learn anymore. But what about the upcoming safety professions, the freshers, So that is why the idea is to have a YouTube channel, especially for the freshers, even for the experience to refresh their knowledge. So please feel free to share this YouTube channel because I'm regularly updating every day something new. And I'm trying to create some benefits for the global community, and I hope it will be giving you some of the benefits as per your expectations. But yes, I'm not very good in video editing or making things professional like many other units have, but I'm still improving my digitalization or digital skills, and then accordingly we'll be supporting to all of you. So feel free to contact me at 00966 5989034339. You can WhatsApp me. So for any query, for any training you require related to NEBOSH, IOSH, like NEBOSH IGC, IFC, or EC, like environmental certificate, and on the other side, if you require NEBOSH PSM or IOSH managing safely or working safely, or you need IADC USA accredited, some of the trainers, or some general trainings related to IADC. And most importantly, if you need OSHA 30 hours training, we have accreditation with IBO-EHS USA, which is very much respected, especially in Saudi Arabia with Saudi Aramco and all other brands. And yes, you can get some food safety trainings also from us, like HABC level 1, food safety level 1, food safety level 2, food safety level 3 and 4, same way as level 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can also get some of the ISO trainings like 9001, awareness, internal auditing and lead auditing as well. 14001 environmental management system is all about like again awareness, internal auditing and lead auditing. And another standard ISO 5001, occupational health and safety management system. Again, basic awareness and one session for internal auditing and even for lead auditing. So feel free, and plenty of other standards are also there, like food safety ISO 22000 for business continuity, for security management, and plenty of other things are there. So we can customize some of the trainings related to soft skills as well. So feel free to keep in touch, and we are always there to support, to serve. Thank you very much. Have a good day.